Hi there, lovely ones. Welcome to the Monday Moon. My name's Jane, and if I haven't met you before, then welcome to my little sound space, which is here in Newquay in Cornwall. These sessions are called 30-minute meditations, and I've created them so that you can tune in whenever suits you, just to take a few moments out of your day for relaxation, for releasing any tensions, any stuff that's bubbling up. And for those of you who are on a more deep spiritual journey, maybe it's an opportunity to really do some inner size, some kind of expansion, and work with your higher consciousness. So these sessions vary through the week. The Monday one is always themed around the moon. And what I talk about a little bit is where the daily moon is. So we're all obviously very familiar with the new and full moon cycles, but the moon on its journey is of course changing signs in between those big kind of flashpoints. And I find it's really useful to check in with where the moon is day to day, and that helps us get a little bit of guidance or kind of signposting on what the prevailing energy is and how we can best utilize that. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that the moon has this morning, early hours, moved into the sign of Cancer, which is a water sign, which I love because I'm a water sign as well, a Scorpio. And Cancer is a really heart-centered sign. It's very sensitive, very emotional, as all of us watery ones are, as you'll probably know if you're in a relationship or a good friendship with one. And the Cancer shift offers us an opportunity to really counter some of this really earthy energy that we've been experiencing coming out of the new moon in Taurus, which was a few days ago now. So the Taurus moon is a very earthy moon. Those of you that have connected with my soundscape, which is available in the shop if you have not, will have heard me talk a lot about this kind of dichotomy, duality in the Taurean energy. And this is really related to the fact that Taurus is a very grounded sign, and yet it has this very kind of spiritual awareness. In Tarot, one of my other great loves, we represent Taurus through the Hierophant card, which is traditionally seen as a priest or a doctor or kind of the kind of person you get to sign the back of your driving license photo, I guess, someone in public service. But the card traditionally shows the keys, a key to heaven and to earth, and the idea is that you have this connection with below and above simultaneously. So Taurus has this very kind of rooted, grounded aspect in earth, but also has the ability and the capability to open up a direct spiritual channel with the right guidance, which is what the Hierophant represents. So this energy is our main kind of key as we move through Taurus season, and I think as the moon now starts to shift away from earth signs and we're now in a water sign, it just gives us an opportunity to add a little bit more sensitivity and emotional awareness to these journeys. I think for most of us, obviously we're currently experiencing a really big shift in our day-to-day, in our relationships, in our work. It doesn't need to be too much more said about the impact the pandemic is having on most people around the world now. And I think more than ever for me, looking at these cues through the moon is super helpful to help us navigate an alternative path through, rather than just one that's informed by the anxiety and fear that's so prevalent right now. I took a really great yoga class yesterday with an amazing teacher named Jack St. Pierre, who is based in Austin in Texas. And she posted on her Instagram yesterday a quote which I really loved, saying, if you're not coming out of this change, you're not doing it right. If you want to follow Jack, she's at mindfulish_. And I think she really nailed that in terms of thinking how much we need to change our perspective given where we currently are. We can't just carry on doing stuff the way we always have. The lunar cycle, the cosmic cycle, is giving us opportunities always to find new ways of perceiving where we are. So where we are today with Cancer is traditionally seen as a really home-loving sign, very much about security, very much about forming tight bonds in a family kind of environment, in your living space or your partnership, or where maybe you live with friends, really securing and making a safety net around those bonds. So it's a really great sign to start the week with, I think. Cancer can also be really quite related to doubts and fears, and especially around your own abilities and your own commitments. And I know that's something I've been experiencing in hi-fi and surround sound throughout this lockdown so far, and I know lots of people are having that same experience. Really worrying if we can still do our work, if our work is still worthy, if everything we've done means nothing. It's a really challenging time for those bigger cues. But Cancer is also a very entrepreneurial and dynamic sign, as I was rereading this morning in one of my old teacher Yasmin Boland's books, Moonology. If you haven't got it, go and invest in it. And that entrepreneurial dynamic spirit, I think, is something we can call on while we're in our home environments, kind of building security, reorganising our understanding of boundaries and fences and safety nets, and really seeing what else we can do with that energy. So hopefully those of you that are still with me with these sound sessions have been tracking the journey of the last 5 or 6 weeks and how the moon has shaped us and offered us opportunities to see different ways of using this new time. And hopefully that's something that you guys are really engaging with, just like I am. So I'm just going to check my sound quickly, and then we're going to have a look at a card for today. I always think it's really important to have a cue or an indicator to help you figure out your day. And what I really like to do is to use a pack of oracle cards. Sometimes I use tarot, but I like to do full readings with tarot. And actually I really like oracle cards for a daily draw to see where you're at, or to give you a keyword for inspiration. Just nothing to think about too hard or to get too absorbed in, just something to give you a starting point for the day. Or if you're someone that really struggles with meditation, as I have done so much over my life, having a word to come back to, like a mantra, if you're not connecting so much with some of the classical Sanskrit mantras, can be really useful. So today I'm using the Runners of the Sun deck, which I absolutely love. I bought this what seems like a million lifetimes ago. It was only a few months ago in California, in Yucca Valley, and it's by the beautiful Amelia Rose. You can find it at Runners of the Sun on social media, and it's a pretty rare deck to see in the UK, so I'm always really happy to have it. So actually don't all go out and buy it too soon. I like not too many people having it. So I always make sure I'm setting a good intention when I'm drawing a card. I don't want to just pick one out. Cards have to understand what it is I'm asking them. And it's really good when you're working with cards to have quite a specific question. So my question today, I wouldn't normally overshare, but it's a fairly simple one that's to share with you guys. My question today is, what do I need to know about today's energy? So it's actually a little bit more vague than it really should be, but as I'm doing this as a group tarot or group read, it's always a good idea to split your cards 3 times and restack them any way that feels natural. And there's lots of ways to pick. You can either spread the cards out completely along the floor or hold them out in a fan like this, and then just close your eyes and see where you feel drawn to. If you're Reiki attuned, you'll probably find that a little tingle of fire pulls you into a certain card. And for me, I like to just hold the cards for a moment and look for a number. And today I've come to the number 7. So I'm going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th card is the one I'm picking. Temperance, which is a really lovely card. It's actually quite associated with Libra in lots of ways, and it's similar to the Justice card in this particular deck. I like the idea that there's kind of a face-off going on here on the pillars. And for me, temperance is kind of could read as compromise, or as an alternative way of viewing where you're at and what needs to happen next. How you can shift perspective or shift viewpoint, tempering your current position or your current ideology with something different and something new. And that tunes in really nicely, actually, to what I was saying about Jack's message, about if you're not changing, you're not doing this right. Actually, shifting perspectives is what this whole experience is all about, in my view. And I think temperance offers us an opportunity to find new perspectives, to embrace them, to have to temper our current position with something we're maybe less comfortable with and see where that leads us. So I'm going to place the card down here, and we're going to get into some sounds now. So if you're looking to go into a deeper meditation, it's a really good time to get yourself a bit more comfy, maybe come to lying down if that's how you like to receive sound. If you like to meditate seated, you can absolutely get phenomenal benefits from sound in any position, so choose whatever feels natural to your practice. And I'm just arranging my little quartz bowls. I feel like I've been using them all the time lately. They're just really speaking to me right now, and I think the simplicity and purity of their tone is something that is just really, I don't know, it just makes me feel really safe and really held. So I'll be beginning with these, and then we'll move into the gongs for about 15-20 minutes or so. I won't chat too much at the end because I know you guys will be in the zone. But if you do love listening to sounds online, obviously you found this session. I also record one on a Wednesday, which is very specifically about the bowls. So there won't be any gongs in that. So if these really speak to you, if you connect with the frequencies, then do join me for on demand from every Wednesday at 1, and that session is available to stream for 7 days, and then it gets refreshed. If you're interested in a wider gong bath, we have a session every Friday evening at 7, that's British Standard Time or British Summer Time, although summer seems to have deserted us today. And that session it can be free, it can be paid, it depends who you are, how you're feeling, how resourced you're feeling right now. If you are an NHS worker, key worker or care worker, it's always free, so you can select that option at checkout and join us for a free session. Do stay in radio for all of the bigger lunar events. We've just had a new moon, but the Beltane spring soundscape will be this Friday, May the 1st. And there is a soundscape for every new moon and full moon. So if you like to explore the themes around the cards, essential oils, crystals, Reiki, and then some shamanic, Wiccan and pagan input on what the seasons and the cosmic challenges and changes mean, then those soundscapes is a good place to workshop that out. So let's get comfortable now. If you have got headphones on, pop them into noise cancelling if that's available. Make sure they're turned fairly up but not all the way. The bowls at the beginning is a good guidance for pitch. If you haven't got headphones, don't worry, speakers are perfectly good. Just try and have them on stereo if that setting is available for you. And give yourself a few moments just to let your breath soften gently. Let your body find comfort in the position you've selected for your journey today. Take a deep inhale in through the nose and a big exhale through the lips, feeling the air brushing past the skin on the lips, past the chin, and back out into the cosmos. Taking another deep inhale in through the nose and out through the mouth, sighing out any stresses or strains, anxieties or fears that are dominating your thoughts today. On your next inhale, perhaps setting an intention if you haven't already. Your intention is the best guide you can give yourself for any kind of meditative journey. Know what it is you're seeking to explore, feel or find out. Hold that in your heart. And as you exhale, feel the breath leave your body as the intention roots down right into your core. Feel your breath soften and ease. Maybe the ins and outs become longer, the pauses between them become longer. Feeling safe and held in whichever way your body is connecting, your vessel is connecting to the ground. Perhaps calling to mind any mantra or seed word that works for you. If you're looking for one, maybe Sat Chitananda is a nice place to start. And then in your own time, allowing your awareness to soften gently. Let your senses disconnect. the vibrations, the sounds as they ease their way through your physical body, through the matter that makes up your being. Feeling your body relaxing, softening. Feeling your breath gently begin to fill your lungs once again. Taking note of any journeys, any images, any visions, anything that's come to you, any seeds of ideas, anything that's embedded itself in your psyche in the last 20 minutes of sound. Giving gratitude for those learnings. Perhaps returning to your intention just for a moment. Seeing if any sparks of creativity or new thought come to light. So thank you guys for joining me today for your little 30-minute meditation. This Monday moon session will be available for 7 days from the day it's launched. So if you listen to this on a Monday, you can come back. The crystal bowl session will be with you in a couple of days on Wednesday, and I hope you'll be able to join to stay connected to your inner landscape, your personal journey throughout these challenging days, and taking just these few snippets of time to find some deeper connections and deeper experiences from wherever it is that you're spending your days in lockdown. Thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you or hear you or feel you again on one of my soundscape sessions. Have a beautiful Monday. Namaste.